The countdown is on. In 15 minutes, we kick off the 5th annual World NF Awareness Day live event.
NF registry is very, very important to me. I can remember the first time that I started getting involved in the Children's Tumor Foundation, and I can't remember who told me, but the first thing they said is to please register.
So one of the reasons to join the NF registry is you get to hear about all these cool opportunities that are for drug trials or research opportunities.
Your information goes into the registry bank. And not only are they making a difference for you, but they are also making a difference for every single person that has NF.
I think everyone should join the NF registry because, first of all, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take any time. You just get emails that tell you about really cool research opportunities that oftentimes give you benefits, whether that be money or trips to different cities, and you get to be a part of their research and give them data that can help them develop new drugs, that can help you, that can help other patients with NF, even if you don't really feel like it would help you personally, knowing that it will help someone else with NF, and knowing that they could be a part of a trial that could help you. We're all a family, so whatever you do can help someone else just like yourself.
So every single person that's sitting out there that has NF, that is not sure what to do, register, and let's make a difference for NF.
My name is Angela Lucia Velasquez. I was born in Colombia, but I live in Florida. My mom has NF. She's a spontaneous mutation. In my case, when I was developing in utero, I also developed congenital glaucoma. Also have bone deformity on the right side of my head and skull. So I've had multiple surgeries. I'm recovering now from a recent surgery, and I had it 6 months ago, and I'm still recovering, and I still have quite a road ahead of me. I make NF visible every day because I already have a facial difference. So whenever anyone asks me, why do your face looks like that? I take the moment to tell them, well, I have a genetic disorder. It's called neurofibromatosis, and it causes this, this, and this. It's talking about it. It's not being afraid or hiding. A lot of people tell me, wow, you're a superhero. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just living my life. Or, I look up to you. You're so strong. I don't see it as being strong. I just see it as choosing to live my life this way. It's important to show up and to live and to tell the world, yes, I may look different, but I'm worthy of being here and living. 35 years, 23 surgeries. So I'm hoping that we have a cure because we need one. And I believe we can find one.
Hi, I'm Bree Ghostin. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I have NF1.
And my name is William Raynard Ghostin. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Diagnosed when I was around 9 years old and stuff, and then I didn't have that many tumors at that age, but then when I hit puberty, it just multiplied. Tumors on all over our bodies, it's on the nerves.
I was diagnosed when I was 5 months old, so they caught it pretty early. And in my case, my lesions are on the inside, so I have like brain tumors and them down my spine. And I was diagnosed with an optic nerve glioma when I was a kid, but unfortunately it grew as I got older. So I had to be on chemotherapy for 2.5 years to shrink the tumor. I don't have them on the outside as much, that's noticeable really. So I just try to tell people we just present differently, because every patient with NF, they have it differently, so no person's story is the same.
She's a strong person like I am. I'm very strong, I've been strong ever since I was young, because when I went to school, people used to tease me all the time. And so when I went swimming, they all get out the water and stuff because they thought, I had something, but I didn't have anything that they could be fearful of. So it was hard growing up as a teenager because I had, back when they didn't know what NF was back in the 60s. They did have a problem in school when I was young. So, but we didn't know that NF had affected me like that and stuff until I got older.
Even though my tumors aren't like as visible as his, I feel like we share that same bond because we both have this condition.
I hope to find a cure, not for me, but for all the people that's younger than me, because I'm older now, and they probably won't, find a cure for me, but the younger people that's coming up now.
I hope, more people know about it and it gets a larger platform. I also hope for a cure for it. So, and for it to be more researched and, have more funding. So in the next 10 years, hopefully there will be a cure or medication to help, slow the spread of tumors.
But I still live my life the best way I can.
NF, to me, at least in 3 words, is empowering, hard, and everlasting.
NF to me is scary.
Scary.
Frightening.
Incurable.
Tiring.
Exhausting genetic condition.
NF is a tumor growing condition.
Nerve tumor predisposition.
Unknown.
It's unknown, an unpredictable disease.
Unexpected?
Unexpected because you just don't really know what's going to happen.
It's a very complex disorder.
Genetic disease.
NF is a rare disease and not so rare.
I would describe it as rare.
It's not well, recognized.
Life-altering.
Painful. Awful.
Cruel.
Every day's a battle.
You feel hopeless with that.
Stressful.
Frustrating.
Visible.
Annoying.
Horrible.
Horrific. Heartbreaking.
Depressing. And sometimes happy.
It can be good at the same time as bad.
It's hard because it's so much a part of my identity in both good and bad ways that it's hard to really squeeze that down into 3 words.
It can be challenging, I guess.
Courageous.
Impactful.
Empowering.
A journey.
Perseverance.
Resiliency.
It is an obstacle, but it's also conquerable.
Family.
Community. All the people you get to meet with.
Connection. Engaging.
Love.
The Children's Tumor Foundation has built that community, and other families with NF, I feel like they are part of, a larger friendship and family.
Everyone loves each other. We're such a big family.
Interesting.
Unique.
No 2 people with NF are going to be, even in the same family, will have the same experiences.
It makes every person unique, and their story is unique and deserving to be told.
There are a lot of people who have amazing stories in this community that I love hearing.
Optimism.
Hopeful because of all the great work that CTF is doing.
Future-facing.
Complex and fascinating.
Compelling to rock.
Collaboration, because we cannot solve NF without collaborating.
We need to give our patients hope.
No cure yet. And that's the most important word, that 3rd word, yet.
I don't have to like NF, but I don't have to be a victim just because I have NF. I did not choose to live with NF, but I do choose on how I live. And I choose to live life by enjoying every moment and to always look at the bright side of everything.
My name is Leanna, and I want you to see me and see NF.
My name is Blake, and I want you to see me and see NF.
My name is Jayshawn. I want you to see me and see NF.
People who have NF are so varied in different types.
I basically tell them it's genetic disorder, can cause tumors to grow anywhere on or in the body, and it's like something that you're born with.
I look healthy on the outside, but on the inside I have over 100 tumors in my body.
But what people don't see with my diagnosis is that I'm losing my hearing.
They just see this person, oh, you're really in pain every day?
I have NF1. I'm the only person in my family that has NF.
They make assumptions that they're not just like every other teenager.
Because some people are different than other people. I might see you as like someone who's different, but actually understands you and knows like a part of understanding of what you're going through.
All of my tumors are internal. I don't have any skin tumors.
One of the things people can't see about NF is the constant worry we have, knowing that a tumor could be growing anywhere in your body at any time.
I'm not too sure. I might develop tumors, I might not.
You know, I think about the future and I get scared, but then I meet people within CTF and the NF community, and it's inspiring.
Just because I have NF2 and I've had 27 surgeries, despite these challenges, I'm still pursuing my dreams.
Someone could show a scientist, and then they could figure out a cure and keep on experimenting.
Although I have NF and I went through my own struggles, the second I found out my son had it, my entire world changed. And it was my mission from then forward to find a cure or an effective treatment.
The more attention there is to it, the more research, the greater chance they're going to find a cure.
We want everyone to support her and support everyone dealing with NF in the way we've felt so supported by the CTF community and the NF community.
My name is Jesse. I want you to see me and see NF.
My name is CJ. I want you to see me and see NF.
Wow, that was so emotional, and what a very touching tribute to Nick. Hearing from our amazing NF fighters is the perfect way to kick off our 4th annual World NF Awareness Day live event. Hello to everyone watching. I'm Melissa Bruner, a news anchor for WIBW TV in Topeka, Kansas. So I'm surrounded by some of the very colorful landscapes and landmarks right here in our fine capital city of Kansas, coming from the middle of the country to all of you around the world. I'm also a very proud aunt of an NF fighter. My 21-year-old nephew, Owen, is living with NF1. He's watching from Wisconsin tonight. So like all of the amazing heroes we saw in that video, he was born a fighter, and he inspires me every single day. It means so much to me to be here with all of you tonight to shine a light on NF and raise money to help us end NF. Before I introduce my amazing co-host, a quick note that tonight's program is fully captioned, so that is coming your way tonight. It is my privilege to be here this evening alongside CTF's 2023 World NF Ambassador. You just saw her dazzle in the video, my co-host, the one and only incredible Michelle Holbrook. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with everyone. We're going to hear some inspiring personal stories. We're going to celebrate mission moments, and we're going to experience the world premiere of a 2-part documentary featuring our wonderful and remarkable young NF heroes.
We cannot wait to share those stories with all of you. While we may not all be in the same room, we are all together in spirit. Our amazing community is tuning in from across the country and all around the world. We will be zooming in to some of these blue and green watch parties throughout the night, which should be fun. To kick things off, let's check in with one of CTF's dearest friends, also a past co-host. He's at his own watch party tonight. You know him, you love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Sadowski tuning in from Los Angeles, California. How's it going, Jonathan?
Good evening, everybody. It is fantastic to be here with all of you guys for tonight's program. It's going to be full of stories that the world needs to hear. And I know the power of these stories, and I know the power of this community. And everyone watching can help make a difference by making NF visible and by making a donation. Our May Awareness fundraising goal is $500,000 to support the Children's Tumor Foundation's mission to end NF. Now, there are a few ways you can help us raise mission-critical funding for research. You can text END NF to 24365. You can call 1-800-323-7938, or you can go to ctf.org/live, or you can use the QR code on the bottom right of your screen. Now, I am actually here in Hollywood, California at the world-famous 3 Clubs. It's one of the oldest bars in Los Angeles. I'm going to show you what we're up to tonight. We are getting ready for tonight's watch in the venue here. It's going to be amazing. And don't forget, you can see all these amazing videos that you're going to tonight at the Make NF Visible YouTube gallery. Now, let's give a shout out to a few of our donors who have already given tonight. Maureen and Jerry Hunter, Mark and Rana Taub in honor of Ari, Nancy Roberts, Mary Peldman, Miriam Sasson, and Thomas Boko. I'm going to send it back to Melissa and Michelle, and we'll check in with each other later tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Have fun out there. I'm thrilled to add that we have $75,000 in matching donations to meet tonight. So this is a super easy way to double your dollars, double your donation. We have some incredibly generous supporters who have provided us with an opportunity to match dollar for dollar up to $75,000. To help make it easy to donate, anyone who makes a donation of $100 or more will receive this special edition Make NF Visible travel mug. Pretty cool swag. We are also very grateful to have some generous sponsors who have helped make tonight possible. NF Flexion Therapeutics, Pullback Capital Management, and Buzz Time Media. Big thanks to them. We have some incredible partners who are helping to bring our entire NF community together tonight as well. NF Midwest in Chicago, Texas NF in Dallas, and Penny's Flight in Long Island. They are all hosting some fabulous blue and green watch parties.
Now let's check in at a couple of watch parties starting here in Florida. I'm honored to introduce Nicholas Lindenbach, one of the bravest people I know. You will learn his story in tonight's documentary premiere. His grandmother, Terry Turner, and I have been dear friends for years, and I am so honored to be part of their family. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Peter.
Hello, welcome to Florida. My name is Peter Lindeback. I'm in Florida here with my son, Nicholas, and the rest of our family's not here, but we got our NF family here in the background. We just moved across the country. We're excited to be able to join the event in time to see the world premiere of the film about our son, Nicholas. Nicholas, as some of you may know, has NF, and ever since his diagnosis, we, like you, have been hoping for and fighting for a cure. We think the film did a great job showing what it's like to live with NF and for all the family, but especially the kids. So we hope you enjoy the screening and that you'll ask everyone to watch it and to consider giving to the cause. Nicholas, do you want to say anything? No, we're being shy today. There we go. My name is Nicholas, and I hope that you missed it. And now, let's go to Long Island. Have a great night tonight, everybody.
Hi, all. We're thrilled to be here with you all from Long Island. What an incredible event filled with mission moments and inspiration and hope for the future. I know we will end NF, but it will be together. So now back to our Melissa and Michelle.
Woo! How fun is that? My goodness, they are having a great time all across the country. Penny's Flight, Chicago, Dallas, wherever you are, we hope you are having a fantastic time. learning and being inspired by some of these stories. It's so great to see how excited everyone is and how committed to the mission to end NF. We want to see what's happening at your watch party. Post your watch party selfies to social. I'm going to take mine right now so you can see our setup here in my room. Tag hashtag EndNF and make NF visible.
Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. And I know everyone is pumped. We're all ready, and I think it's time to hear from some of our amazing NF heroes out there, people who are working daily to make NF visible. Let's take a look now.
My name is Christine, and I want you to see me, and I want you to see NF.
My name is Joel, and I want you to see me and to see NF.
My name is Tyler, and my mom and I both have NF.
I was diagnosed with NF2 when I was 9 years old after I began having seizures.
Found I was a little girl. My grandfather hugged me. I think I was around 6, 7 years old. He found a bump on my arm.
It took a couple years for my mom to battle for me to see a neurologist.
In fact, I didn't realize how much I was keeping it a secret until I did my promotional work for my fundraising.
I hid it. You know, I would wear a lot of long sleeves, dead summer.
And also embraced my own form of it, which is schwannomatosis.
My biggest fear, even up to now, is for him to go through the pain that I go through. So far, knock on wood, he's good. He's 9. He does have cafe au lait spots, ADHD. It is important to make NF visible because of the way it affects everyone different, whether it may be NF1, NF2, schwannomatosis.
I had a tumor removed from the back of my leg in 2010. It left me with foot drop for over a year, but I did find a way to continue to run. Since then, I've run 14 marathons.
NF shouldn't stop us from pursuing our dreams, and to me, it doesn't. And others should know that just because we have a disease that is challenging, we can't succeed in life.
My mom is a fighter, is that when she's in pain, she really doesn't complain, so she could keep me happy and not worried.
The spirit of this shirt is something people can't see directly and know what the source of my strength is.
It means that I was born with NF.
Strangely, this disorder, having this disorder, has shown me a strength I had not imagined I could have.
As an almost deaf individual with no hearing in my left ear and very little in my right ear, I'm trying to embrace the fact that I'm going to be deaf soon. And yet, this is another challenge, but I am going to overcome it.
So much strength and determination in that video, so touching. And it really shows the diversity of NF. Selena, Tyler, Joel, and Christine all experience NF differently, but they are in this together, fighting to make NF visible, like we know so many of you out there are. We need your help to do it. By contributing now, you can show them that they are not alone. Text EndNF to 24365. You can call 1-800-323-7938 or head online to ctf.org/live. You also can use the QR code that you see right there on your screen. Very easy. Remember that extra incentive we have? If you want to double your donation, our generous sponsors are gladly willing to pay up. They've gathered for a $75,000 match tonight. So all those donations you make up to $75,000 will double and bring in $150,000. Michelle, let's talk about you for a minute because you are pretty fascinating and amazing in your own right. You actually just had surgery on May 1st, less than 3 weeks ago. How many surgeries is that now for you? And really, most importantly, how are you doing?
You're right, Melissa. This was my 12th surgery and my 14th tumor removed. And I'm doing great. I just received my stitches out today. But it's a struggle. I want to find a cure. I want to find a cure for not only me, but I also want to find a cure for the younger generation. And it's hard. But when I see everyone coming together on a night like this, I'm motivated. I'm motivated to fight for the NF heroes out there that can't, and I'm motivated to fight for the families that need, the resources available, and that's why we have the Children's Tumor Foundation.
And you're not alone in the fight, Michelle. We are all here with you. And you're also preparing for your next athletic feat.
I am, and it is a two-part athletic feat. There is a group of, it's called Team Ohana, and they are rowing from Monterey, California to Hawaii for the Children's Tumor Foundation on June the 12th. Once they return in September, I will be rowing from South Florida to North Florida to continue to raise awareness for NF and to make NF visible, which is approximately 365 miles.
That is absolutely amazing. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. We just did a 3-mile jog this morning in honor of World NF Day, but you're going to row 365 miles. That's like superhuman, wildly ambitious for anyone. But here you are going to do it after 12 operations. What motivates you? How do you stay so strong?
I'm just more determined not to let NF define me. Like so many of you out there, I have to live with this pain, but I take strength from our amazing CTF community. And I'm all about the children, Melissa. I would do anything to make sure that no child, not one single child, ever has to go through what I've been through. And what so many others are out there tonight are going through. So like all of you, I'll just keep fighting and I'll continue to do what I love. And I think that's what motivates me.
Well, you are certainly an inspiration, Michelle, and it's not lost that, kids grow up to be adults. As you said, you admitted there are tough days. And I think what can help make it easier for you, for people like my nephew, for all the other fighters who are growing up, finding their way, determined and resilient as ever, is knowing that they're not fighting alone. So big hugs to you, virtually, Michelle. We are all here with you.
Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. And you are right. We are family with the Children's Tumor Foundation, and that is very important to me. So with that being said, next, we are going to hear from a powerhouse whose stamina is keeping us all going. Our board chair, my fellow Floridian, and someone I call a friend, Gabe Grossman. He's an amazing CTF supporter, and he's constantly pouring his energy into fighting NF alongside all of us here tonight. Let's watch his video.
Thank you, Michelle. You're an amazing fighter for NF patients and for the Children's Tumor Foundation. We're so honored to have you as part of our family, as part of our efforts, and as our national ambassador. And Melissa, thanks so much for being here for your nephew and for the entire CTF community. We're so lucky to have you in this fight, getting the word out about NF through the news and to the public. You're truly making NF visible. Look, I know firsthand what it's like to have a close family member affected by NF, and I'm so proud of what the Children's Tumor Foundation has achieved thus far, and I'm so excited for what we'll achieve in the future. Tonight, I'm honored to be watching the program at home, but with so many of you across the world. And I personally want to say thank you for what you do to make NF visible for the world to see. In a little, we're going to hear from Annette Bakker, CTF's president and my good friend. She's going to share her visionary focus for the future to bring more clinical trials and treatments to all NF patients. It's going to take a lot to achieve our dreams, but I know that coming together as a community tonight to shine the light on NF, lighting up bridges and buildings around the world, and exceeding our generous match this evening we will be one step closer to ending NF. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the world premiere of our short documentary, telling the impact that NF has on all of us, the opportunities it creates for us, and the day-to-day realities that our patients and our NF families face. In part one, we'll meet Nicholas Lindebeck. His strength and spirit are remarkable. Let's take a look. I hope you enjoy it.
I got my first drum set when I was on my 3rd or 4th birthday. I play drums a lot. Started playing a lot when I got back from radiation in 5th grade. So I kind of memorized how well the drums sound before I lost my hearing. I was like 6 years old, and I don't really think I understood when my parents told me what NF is. I thought it was just a name for my leg or something. I didn't understand that it was like tumors growing on my body and brain and stuff.
When they asked us if he had neurofibromatosis when he first started exhibiting symptoms, I didn't even know what that was. So after a series of scans, MRI, some tests that were very unpleasant, they, after some time, were able to find a tumor in his lower spine on his left sciatic nerve, and that is what was causing his foot drop in his left leg. And they asked us if he had neurofibromatosis, and that was the first time anyone had ever said that word to us. The very general way is to describe it as it's a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body. That's the very kind of broad, if you Google it, that's the definition that they give. Individuals with NF, half the time, they inherit it from a parent, and the other half the time, I think they call it spontaneous, which seems to be the case with Nicholas because Peter and I don't have it, as far as we know. And so I didn't know what NF was.
The same doctor that did the tumor removal from his spine did the procedure to go in and take the tumor out of his cerebellum, and it was a fairly long procedure. And that's the other part, is like the worst is none of these procedures are less than 4 and 5 hours, but sitting in that waiting room for hours upon hours, knowing that Nick's on the table, it's like one of the hardest things to go through. Recovered from that surgery, and then we got the pathology results back, and it turned out that it was malignant. The recommendations from the doctor at that point were to put him through radiation therapy.
I started having to get tons of surgeries all the time. I started to realize that I was a lot different than everybody else. I really really nice friends. To really get a checking on me and making me feel included and stuff. Making sure they're not doing anything that could hurt me or something. So these are called Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Founds. They're a pretty cool pair. I bought this right when I got back from my surgery.
When I was in 5th grade, I had a brain surgery. And basically, after they took it out, they wanted to give me radiation, so I had to do 2 months of proton beam radiation, and I had to wear this mask right here. I wanted it to be like a character. I wanted to be drawing a character, so they would get it in boiling water, and they pressed it down on my face to mold it into my face, which is kind of, it wasn't very comfortable, but it was kind of cool.
I'm gonna try to lock it anyway. He's gonna try and play a song here with some of his buddies, and we'll see how it goes.
Usually I'm wearing the hat of promoting awareness, and trying to explain to people what it is, but it takes time. And quite often people will say, "Oh, how's it going?" And in my brain, I usually pause right there for a second, and I think, "Oh, do I really want to get into it?" And quite often I'll say, "Oh, everything's great." But in terms of actually talking about feelings and kind of what we're going through, we're not always maybe very open about that. It would be a lie if I said that everything was just, rosy, inside the household.
My parents often travel with my brother when he's having surgeries and everything. Honestly, I feel like at first there wasn't order. Like, I just would be completely caught up in, why are my parents leaving me? Why do I have to do this all by myself? Because I was doing music and varsity sport, and I was just starting out like freshman year alone was hard, but if it weren't for like the friends and like my boyfriend Quinn, his family, everyone I know is always checking in, making sure I'm okay.
Typically, Peter, Nick, and I stick together, and our poor daughter Chloe is usually at home with the house sitter. She started her freshman year at a new school. Brother was going into brain surgery. Being home alone, she didn't have the normal support from her parents that her peers at the same school had. Nikki does have significant chronic pain. Again, it's something that kind of gradually progressed. I feel like after every surgery, his pain gets a little worse, and now we're at a point where we're trying to manage it so that he can sleep through a night, which he doesn't do.
Growing up, I always had this, it didn't feel real yet, because I feel like with at least Nick's case, it just snapped my fingers, and all of a sudden all these things are changing, like his walk and his hearing and just all kinds of random things, like even his personality sometimes. And it didn't really feel real to me, because he looked healthy, like when he was a kid. I feel like I took for granted the times playing outside with Nick and playing music with Nick, and now I feel really, really aware, the fact that you never know what's gonna happen with him. Nicholas would get showered with gifts and love and attention, and of course he deserved it, and I completely support that. He deserves everything in the world. There was this underlying jealousy that I always felt, and guilt kind of that came with that. And I think that I didn't really have anyone that I could talk to about it, because it's a rare thing. And I just think it's important for other siblings to know that it's the jealousy is okay, and you matter too. And it's no one's fault. It's just that it can be really hard sometimes, and you feel really left out.
All of the opportunities he has for the best care in the world, I just really struggle with how difficult it is to get that care for him, and I really often think about other families a lot.
You know, we live across the street from 1,000+ acres of state trust land, and so I'll let him go out there and do a few loops.
But I want to show people with NF can do the same as people out there.
This video truly hurt my heart, but it shows a picture of what NF is about, not only for Nicholas, but his family as well. I know Nicholas, and now the world can see what a brave and talented young man he is. Nick and his family are going through so much, and on June the 7th, he will have another brain surgery. But they still have the energy to keep making some awesome music and to share their story with the world to make NF visible. I love his family. I love Nicholas. I love Angie, Peter, Terry, and Charlie, and Peter's family that are going through this. And I want you to know I love you and I'm walking beside you.
Well, I can see Michelle Nicholas is a special kid, and really thanks to his family and his sister for being so open about how NF really is something that affects the entire family. And we wish it didn't. We wish that Nicholas, you know, he wants to do anything that he sets his mind to. He may have to do it a little differently. We wish that it wasn't that way, that he'd be able to just be like every other kid, right? That's what kids want. And it can happen if we all work together. Tonight, right here, right now, you have the ability to help the Lindebacks and so many families like them by donating to fund the research that is getting us closer and closer to ending NF. You can do so now by texting END-NF to 24365. You can call 1-800-323-7938. Head to ctf.org/live to make your donation online. Also very easy. Just scan that QR code at the bottom right of your screen to make a donation that way. Remember, we have that $75,000 matching opportunity tonight, thanks to some very generous donors who are as committed to ending NF as we are. And don't forget that super handy Make NF Visible travel mug. That can be yours with a donation of $100 or more. So many of you are watching with us tonight. Shout out to my family in Wisconsin. Let's take a special look at one of the most spectacular ways our global community makes NF visible. This is one of the coolest things ever. More than 500 iconic buildings and sites shine bright blue and green for NF awareness. Here in the capital city of Kansas, in Topeka, our downtown Evergy Plaza is joining in by bathing the blue and green lights all across the plaza in downtown Topeka. Our downtown arches will be blue and green as well. And it's so special to the families. The first year we did this, it was just so touching to see how much it meant to our local NF families that we were making NF visible, that people saw them and were making an effort to understand what they were going through. In fact, one of our young fighters, his name is Dylan. His mom told me, he started saying, well, Mom, are we going to go see My Lights again tonight? So Dylan hopefully is getting to check out his lights. Michelle.
Thank you, Melissa. And let's continue to sit tight because up next, we still have some more fearless NF fighters from all around the world who sent us these personal stories to help make NF visible. Now let's take a look.
My name is Ayla, and I'm here to talk about NF, or you can also call it neurofibromatosis.
Three words to describe NF would be painful, stressful, and scared.
Like I'm scared of dying because I'm just scared.
Frustrating because there's no cure for it yet. And unknown because you never know when a new tumor will pop up.
Because there are still so many people out there who don't know what NF is, who've never even heard of it.
It's a very confusing thing to say because it's very unpredictable.
everyone who has NF has it different from the next person who has NF. And we're still fighting the same thing.
NF is very unpredictable from person to person, even within a family. How it will impact myself is not an indicator of how it will impact my son.
We don't have it better or worse than someone else. We just have it different. My worst NF moment was probably just a boop on someone else's radar, whereas my boop moment was likely would be very traumatic for someone else.
I have neuropathy throughout my body, but it's specifically bad in my legs and lower back. It was the reason I had to eventually quit sports, which was a really difficult choice for me. But what you don't see is that I've had 7 brain surgeries and possibly having my 8th one later this year.
I also have stuff like ADHD and speech impediments.
You can also see how it takes me longer to process things, comprehend new material.
But the reality is that it is there, and it's something that I have to live with.
We continue to show up every day with our friends, family, work, school, whatever it may be, is that we still show up despite knowing that there's not a solution.
Now, more and more people know what NF1 is, even if these people are just my close friends and family.
Also seeing doctors who may have heard about NF or who actually know what NF is without you having to explain what it actually is.
No, I want you to see me for me. I have a disability, but that doesn't make me someone with a disability. I'm just somebody who happens to have one. I want you to see my NF. I want to make neurofibromatosis visible.
Make NF visible. Make it so we all get the support we need for each other. Because we're a community. We need to band together so that we can help show both our community and the rest of the world what it's like to live with neurofibromatosis.
I love you guys. You're all warriors. You're strong. Stay positive. And when you see me, I want you to see NF.
I want you to see me and see NF. I want you to see me and see NF.
Oh, those voices are so powerful. And yes, we do see you and we love you. And this is a community that just won't stop fighting and won't stop hoping. We are hoping for a cure for every single one of you. And we all know that a cure can't happen without research, and research doesn't happen without funding. So please, if you can, join all of us, all of tonight's donors whose generosity has been so overwhelming. You are giving so that all of you with us tonight can look forward to a future without NF. Help us reach $500,000 by the end of May by texting END NF to 24365. You can call 1-800-323-7938. Use the QR code on your screen, or you can donate online. Just go to ctf.org/live. If we meet our $75,000 match tonight, that means we're $150,000 closer to a cure. So you see how that works. If you donate 100, it becomes 200, 20 becomes 40. Super easy to double your donation tonight. Thanks to our very generous donors. Let's check in with one of our sensational supporters. Jonathan Sadowski is out in LA tonight. How is it going, Jonathan?
Melissa, things are shaping up. The venue is coming together. The excitement is in the air. We have Sherry from Lux Bites LA setting up snacks for all of our guests. It's amazing. And I want to give another shout out to our generous donors, Brett A. Tinge, especially. And we have some more donors who just came in. Patricia Marshall, Michelle Dworkin, Nancy Upton, Laura Woloff, my dear friend Laura Woloff, Julie Ballantyne. Thank you all so much. Your generosity does not go unnoticed. And I'm so happy that I get to introduce the person whose vision and tenacity have brought us to where we are today in the fight against NF, CTF's president, our tireless leader, who I am proud to call my friend. Please give it up for Annette Bacher.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be celebrating World NF Awareness Day with all of you tonight. Wherever you may be watching, we send out a message of hope and action for all NF patients and their families throughout the world. Tonight's an incredible special evening for the Foundation as we make NF visible for the world to see. Through mission moments, hero stories, and our global Make NF Visible campaign, we're lighting up over 500 buildings, bridges, and other architectural marvels worldwide in the colors of NF, blue and green. From the Empire State Building to the Niagara Falls, from La Fontana dell'Acqua Paola in Rome, Oregon Convention Center in Portland, Blackpool Tower in England, to the One World Trade Center here in New York City. I'm personally inspired by all of you, because it is because of you that we're laser focused on ending NF. And in fact, I'm really thrilled to tell you tonight about our upcoming 6-year strategic plan, a $130 million roadmap to accelerate treatments to NF patients. It's a smart and ambitious plan that will improve the lives of patients with any of the types of NF, resulting in more clinical trials and hence more options to help all our loved ones. But you have an important role to play in this mission. Please partner with the Children's Tumor Foundation. And in order to plan well, let's start from the press release. The press release we also want. CTF has closed their doors because we ended NF. In order to get there, we need systems that can bring valuable NF treatments to the patients quickly. We need trials, clinical trials, that can evaluate treatments effectively and efficiently. We, of course, need a very robust clinical network that provides quality care, comprehensive quality care, to both children and adults with NF. And we need to create a go-to source for reliable information to everybody, because there is still a lot of misunderstanding about NF. And we want to be the reliable source you can come to get the right information. Our promise to you is real. We will bring more drugs to NF patients, to all of you. CTF is invested in research, and the research is ready. And now we're ready to invest in companies like NFlexion, in platform trials like the Intuit for NF2-related schwannomatosis. We are investing in gene therapy for both NF1 and NF2, and even in a blood test to detect biomarkers early for MPNST. But to do everything we want to do, it will take an investment of at least $130 million. And it will take all of us, patients, families, individuals, investors, pharma, biotech, foundations, and all our beloved field base of volunteers walking, running, and dancing to make this happen. We will end NF and we will make NF visible. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce the second part of our 2-part short documentary featuring the incredible Catalea Castano, who has such an incredible fighting spirit. Because of NF, she has brain tumors, and some have seriously impacting her eyesight. But it has not taken her beautiful personality and individuality. She is the very definition of a bold NF fighter. Kat has been on Koselugo. You remember that very first drug that was approved by the FDA for NF? It has helped her tremendously. But now we have a long road to go still to help all the NF patients. Let's watch together her beautiful story and be reminded why we must make NF visible. Thank you so much and have a great World NF Day.
So
life with NF, it can be hard at times. My friends say I'm really strong, and my family thinks I'm really strong to handle all the stuff that I've been through without any tears most of the time. That was good job.
Kat, she was born on Christmas Eve. 2 months after she was born, I started seeing like spots on her. So I Googled like multiple birthmarks, and this word came up, which was neurofibromatosis. I was scared because when you look up NF, you know, not only can it cause tumors to grow on nerves throughout your body, but it can also cause like disfiguration. It could cause blindness, deafness, dismemberment. So we went up to Seattle Children's Hospital. They did a genetic test on her. And a year from the day that she was born, we found out she had neurofibromatosis officially.
I worked very hard on this picture.
Beautiful! Can you tell me about it?
Yes, I painted some red. And then
Kat is a beautiful, compassionate person. Knowing that your child has something that is incurable, it's been a challenging experience. It's been something where we've had to train ourselves to be in the moment with everything.
Are you going? Oh, you are? Yeah. Especially when kids are younger, you know, we have to be mindful of how we want to communicate with the children.
She was making me run when I had my biopsy when I wasn't supposed to run until
being able to understand her medical condition a little bit more, that has brought about some of the other challenges with that too. We always want to shield our kids from hardship as much as possible. That's not very realistic. We feel like we are a nice united front and talked about what the next steps are.
I am visually impaired. That's what they call it. And what that means is that if you said, "Hey Kat, do you see that sign?" I'd be like, "Where? Where?" Or, "Hey Kat, do you see that car coming? Where is it coming from?" The tumor in my eyes, I could become blind forever. And that is really scary for me. I do get scared of that happening because I want to see the whole world. I want to see like how the world changes, because in the future the world is going to change. I can promise you that right now. I basically know how to read another language, bro. It's not an easy thing. It's really, really hard to learn. It's harder than you could ever imagine. There's many things I can't do. Like my friends can play light up dodgeball in the gym, but I can't do that because I can hardly even see the balls coming and going. So I just mostly play on the swings with my friends because swinging on the swings, it helps me like with my anxiety.
I was about 8 or 9 when I found out about Kat's tumors. You know, it was definitely a progressive moment of not knowing at such a young age what that is. I mean, it's super scary. You know, this is family and this is someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
When she was in judo. Being able to handle it emotionally as we've gone through these years, and just when you think you're as tough as you can be dealing with it, something else pops up and it just kind of brings you back to being worried and scared again.
Last year, when Kat was ready for her MRI again, I could tell the minute Dr. Sato came in, something was going on. She said there's this other spot on her brain sitting on top of the thalamus, and it had tripled in size in 3 months' time. And that was really scary because it's inoperable.
I like to play checkers. This is gonna be a long game.
Alright, so I'll make the first
My doctor, Dr. Sato, we got a call from her. She said I had to start a new chemo. I don't want to start a new chemo. I was surprised because I was like, I just don't like chemotherapy. It's hard because it makes me feel nauseous, headaches, and tummy aches, and it makes me get sick really, really easily. Last year, I missed way more days of school than I could probably even count. My NF can cause death, so I could die and be in heaven forever. And my sister and my family and my friends, only being able to see them from up high in heaven, that's scary because I'll never be able to hug them again. They'll never be able to hear my voice. I get scared of that really happening because family is really important to me.
I really bury myself in work. I do that because if I have a moment to pause and I think about things like I am right now, I get really worked up. Because I'm scared, because I'm tired, I'm stressed, and I'm just like, I am doing the best I can.
I was just super alone. I felt really out of the loop of what was going on with my sister. And honestly, I just feel like I really just didn't have that support system growing up, honestly. And I just had to maneuver a lot of things my own way. It's really hard seeing your little sister cry out of pain because she's hurt and you can't do anything about it. Even though she's going through so much, she will literally be the one holding us, telling us it's okay.
I don't think of NF as a disability. I think of it as a superpower. I think of it unique.
Open it up, open it up, open it, open it up. Get her, Paisley. There you go, good job.
My third grade teacher, Mr. Watkins, said, when you cry, that's showing more of your bravery than not crying. I have a loving family who's going to care for me, who's going to love me. Family's forever.
Catalea, what an amazing young lady you are. And as you saw in Catalea's video, she is challenged with some gut-wrenching challenges. And she also has fears, but she is still out there smiling on the swings. It is so brave of Kat and her family to show the world what it means to live with NF. As you see in these videos, NF doesn't just affect the patient, it affects the entire family. As you saw with Kat's sister and you saw with Nicola's sister, the siblings have to be strong as the patients and the parents, and that's tough for a young person, whether it's an NF fighter or a sibling trying to lead a normal life. Not only do the patients have to go in for MRIs or being wheeled into an OR, look at the family members who are having to stand beside them, watching their NF fighter going into these situations.
All right. And, a lot of us would say, gosh, we'd trade places with them in an instant. How come I don't have these challenges, but this person that I love so much does, right? We all just want to wrap around and support them. And we have to work together to do that. We have to work together to raise awareness and raise money that can go into the research. So I hope everyone out there will donate and donate again so we can end NF. We can't do that. We can't end NF without your support. That's why we're here tonight, asking you please to make a donation. You can do so very easily by texting END NF to 24365. You can call 1-800-323-7938. Use the QR code on your screen, a very easy way to give, or you can also head online to ctf.org/live. Remember, we want to meet that match before the night is out, a $75,000 match. Generous donors are matching every dollar up to $75,000. So your donation will very easily be doubled just by giving tonight. Let's check in with Jonathan. He's out there in LA and do a little party hopping as well. Jonathan.
Melissa, Michelle, I just got some amazing news. Despite the fact that we've been choked up all night, we have something to smile about. We just got a very generous $25,000 match from none other than Stuart the Match Suna, which makes our total match for the night $100,000. I am just absolutely blown away by the generosity and blown away by these stories that we're hearing. Catalea, from Nicholas, and from so many more. And I want to thank some of our other very generous donors, Sarah Bunden, Sarah Rodbell, Cindy Larson, Kim Cleary, Rima Sherman, Lisa Keating, Leslie and Dick Cates, Christy Nobles, Amanda and Rick Jaffa, and April Ondas. And now we're going to check in with Kat in Tacoma, Washington, the Checkers whiz whose family we just got to know in that incredibly moving documentary. Hello, Kat and Krista. All right.
There we go. Hi, everyone. We are excited to join you here from Chicago tonight. We've partnered with NF Midwest, and we are having an incredible time, and we are watching this beautiful documentary, and so excited that you're all joining us. Now back to you guys.
Oh, we got a glimpse of Kat though, so it's so fun to see the watch parties. Remember to post those watch party selfies with the hashtag EndNF and also the hashtag MakeNFVisible. And man, Jonathan just gave us some homework. If you haven't donated yet, donate now because we have extra incentive. The match is up to $100,000. So we need to have those donations. All that donor information is right there on your screen. For our almost final word tonight, we're going to give center stage to two more NF heroes. Please take a moment to meet Sarah and CJ.
My name is Sarah, and I want you to see me and see NF.
My name is CJ. I want you to see me and see NF.
When I was 10 years old, my mom was brushing my hair one day and noticed a bump on my head.
I was diagnosed when I was 6 months old, dealing with NF throughout my whole life.
And when I was younger, they kind of said, oh, she might have NF, she might have something similar to that, because I did have the cafe au lait spots, challenges walking.
Well, I've been in a wheelchair for about 3 years now.
But it wasn't confirmed until I was 10 after my tumor was removed, to which it was found cancerous.
And then high school, I had to actually leave after 9th grade because of my walking deteriorating.
And since 2009, I have been cancer-free, which I'm very grateful for.
I think it might be easier compared to other people that where you can't see the tumors. For me, people can see my wheelchair, they can see the tumors, so people might like say, oh, do you need help more? Or I might get more accommodations.
I remember kind of like just reading about the expectations and whatnot of this disease, and I was waiting for that to happen to me, and it's okay that it's not happened to me, or it might happen, and I'm fine with that.
If you don't look like you have a disability, but you really do, people might make assumptions that you're just wanting stuff just to want it, or you don't really need it.
When you look at me, I have neurofibromatosis, but I'm a preschool teacher. I'm a college graduate. I'm a daughter.
I go to Rowan University, and my major is computer engineering.
And it's really powerful to see other people who are using their voice to show that though they have all this challenges in their life, there's so much more than that.
I like everything that other teenagers like watching YouTube or playing video games. Yeah, I like comedy. That's what I watch on YouTube, comedy stuff.
I'm just very grateful for all the milestones that are coming for people who are more affected with NF, even though I don't qualify for anything within that. It's just amazing to see the strides. Even 10 years ago when I was first diagnosed, there wasn't much. And I'm excited to see what the future holds in 10, 20 years, because I know eventually there will be a cure for this disease. But right now, even though I'm idly waiting by for the next chapter, I'm just excited to see what's gonna come next. My name is Sarah, and I want you to see me and see NF.
My name is CJ. I want you to see me and see NF.
They are such an incredible pair. Sarah and CJ's stories might seem different, but they absolutely share that determined spirit. Well, we think we've got our technical glitch solved, and we are so excited that Christina and Kat are watching in Tacoma, Washington. How are you doing?
Hi, everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Here's our watch party. Woo! Everybody. Woo! So I'm here with my daughter, Kat, her dad, Chris, and our daughter, Elena. So we just want to really give a shout out to Children's Tumor Foundation and Lorena and the film crew for just documenting Cataleya's story. It was absolutely amazing. Every single time I watch it, I just absolutely cry. I'm so blessed we are so blessed to have had the opportunity to document Kat's journey. I mean, this is something that I've expressed to both Lorena and CTF, that this is something that we will be able to have with us forever. So I'm just so happy that we had the turnout we did today. And I'm so glad that all of you guys got to see Kat for who she is, and how NF doesn't define her, but how she, how she fights NF. And the film was amazing. So I again really want to give a shout out. And Kat, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I do want to say kind of the same stuff, like thank you to little Lorena for coming out here and documenting me and my family. I really like that. And please keep donating so we can end NF. And I really hope we can end NF one day, so then we can be done with all of this stuff and we can just be free from chemo treatment and NF. But just remember that NF is not a disability. Think of it as a superpower.
Thank you, Kat, and thank you, everybody. Bye.
Oh, Kat, you have lots of superpowers. And I tell you what, we wish we could be done with all of it as well. But to do that takes all of us. So thank you for making NF visible, making yourself visible, you and your entire family. We're inspired by you, Kat, and we just thank you so, so much for being with us. It's not too late. If you've been inspired tonight, if you found a new person that you just have grown to love by getting to know them and hear their story, it's not too late to give. You can give in honor of Kat, in honor of Nicholas, Sarah, CJ, my nephew Owen, Michelle, any of the NF fighters that you have heard from tonight. Please donate if you can. You can text END NF to 24365. You can also call 1-800-323-7938. You can use the QR code on your screen, and you can also go to ctf.org/NF twitch.tv/live. We would love to have you join us in the fight to end NF. We have been talking all night long about those matches that we've had. We started the evening with a $75,000 match. I am happy and pleased to say, have met that $75,000 goal, but yay, everybody, round of applause. We got another incentive though. A donor has another $25,000 that he would like to match. So keep the donations coming in. We're going to get that $25,000 more. And thanks to all of your generous help, we will have more than $200,000 when we meet that match, because we know that we will. Remember, $100 donations get that special travel mug. So thank you so much for your generosity tonight. Thanks to everyone who made tonight's program possible. It has been an honor to be asked to join in this mission. Big thanks to the one and only Jonathan Sadowski for joining us as well. Everyone at the watch parties, Edward and Elaine Altman for funding those brilliant documentaries that you saw, Kat and Nicholas and the families. Love to you for sharing your stories. Our amazing partners around the country, our sponsors, NF Flexion Therapeutics, Holbeck Capital Management, and Buzz Time Media. Our generous donors who contributed that $75,000 match that helped us raise $150,000, the generous donor for the additional $25,000 match, every single one of you out there for joining us tonight, for always fighting to make NF visible. And to you, Michelle, for all that you have done and all that you will be doing, taking on that rowing goal through this process. I want everyone to know just what a special person Michelle is, what an honor it has been to stand beside you this evening, even though it's virtually, we'll be standing together in real life soon, I'm sure. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this great evening with you.
Melissa, I say thank you. Thank you for co-hosting this great program. It has meant so much to me. And it brings me to tears. I'm so passionate about finding a cure for NF, not just for myself, but for every single young NF hero. It was especially moving for me to see my good friend Nicholas Lynn back. And precious Catalea, I cannot wait to meet you face to face. And there are so many other brave kids talking about their struggles and their dreams. Isabel, that is in Delaware. I'll do anything to give these children a future without NF. I also want to thank you all to the generous donors who have made tonight a huge success. It could not have been done without you. We met and surpassed $75,000, and there's still time. We need 25,000 more. There is still time to give, and there are 3 ways that you can give. You can give by texting NF to 24365, calling 1-800-323-7938, or using the QR code on your screen. Or lastly, going to ctf.org live. And to everyone in the CTF community, I hear you, I see you, and I'm walking beside you. And I cannot wait for us to be together again next year on May 17th for our 5th World NF Day live celebration. Finally, let's end tonight's program by hearing from some of our amazing heroes who submitted their videos to help us make NF visible. We could not do this without you. So I want to say thank you all and good night.
My name is Nicole, and I have neurofibromatosis type 1, also known as NF. 3 words I would use to describe NF is annoying, painful, and scary.
It's stressful because I have to think about what if I wake up the next day and I have a big tumor in my head or I have a big tumor on my leg.
Upsetting because there is no cause, no treatment, and no cure.
And necessarily I keep it out seeing.
Unique because there's so many different people out there of different race and genders who have it.
Hopeless, exhausting, but empowering.
Something you cannot see about my NF is that I have a tumor on my optic nerve.
Sometimes for me, like when I go out in public, people don't know that. Sometimes I feel embarrassed about like myself just being out.
I think it's just something that's really looked over a lot is the whole mental health aspect of having NF too.
In PE, my teacher has to adapt some of the exercises and even some of the games so I can play them.
I was made fun of all through grade school, from literally kindergarten until I dropped out of college.
Because I really funny and want to help people.
One thing people can't see about my disease is that I do not and will not let it hold me back.
There's no stopping me. I get up and do what I need to do every single day. I go to school, I drive, I see friends. There's always a smile on my face. And nobody would ever assume that I was in pain.
So even though it's so frustrating at times, I remember that I can use my voice as an opportunity to bring forth awareness.
NF awareness has impacted my life by the people I've been able to meet. I was able to go to a camp growing up to meet people that have NF and to make a lot of new friends.
Awareness means people care for us.
And I just want it to be known that we also are human. We feel, we have emotions, we hurt just like anyone else. And that I have NF, but NF doesn't have me.
And I hope that I can just help change and influence one person's life and realize that despite how you look, you can come to love yourself for exactly who you are.
I love this community because we're all fighting for this cause, and let's just all come together, spread awareness, and shine a light to end this condition.
I encourage you to continue fighting and exemplify bravery.
I want you to see me, Sydney Alexandria Maddox.
I want you to see me and see NF.
I want you to see me and see NF.
We want you to see us and see NF. Bye.